Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We're powered by Box Eye Care. X is out on assignment once again. So I'm going to invite you all to jump in and take his spot. Keep me going this morning. Keep me on point as we move throughout the morning. I invite you to get in on the conversation at 205 342 9904. 205 342 9904. That's Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. You are in the game with us, and so we're glad to have you on this beautiful Wednesday morning, a wild card Would You Rather Wednesday, as we invite you to get in on the conversation. We're going to be all over the place this morning. We can look at, Ryan Williams. I want to talk about the Ryan Williams, saga, I guess, is one conversation we can have this morning. Also, are we being unfair to Jeremy Bernard because we're so focused on what Ryan's not doing? Are we missing out on getting a chance to enjoy? Missing out on a chance to get to really enjoy the beautiful play that is happening by Jeremy Bernard. So we're going to talk about that. Jeremy having a great season, and I think we may be missing out on his great season and recognizing his great play because Ryan is not playing up to what we had hoped for. We can talk about the O-line play. Have you ever seen a coaching staff use the players, as many offensive linemen as Alabama is using, and what are your thoughts there? We can talk about that. We can talk about this team in turnovers. I mean, Alabama clearly leading the turnover margin as this team goes into the fifth week with no turnovers on offense. I think the ball's only been on the ground one time, and we recovered that. So we can talk about that as well. What about this D-line? How are you feeling? We've lost two guys that were not lost. Beeman is out. He's a run stopper. And then Smith out for the first half, run stopper. Quay Russo out, run stopper. I would say Latham, run stopper. So is Alabama ready for Vanderbilt? Can Hill and Xavier and Edric Hill and Simmons, can they step up and help Alabama in the run game? Or is there another way for Alabama to stop the run? Is there a better way to stop the run? Is there team football that Alabama can institute that will help them in the run game? So we'll talk about that as well. There's another monkey. Alabama got a huge monkey off their back Saturday. But there's another monkey. And can we dispel that monkey Saturday? Do you know which monkey that is? Want to talk to you about that. Put it in the text if you know which monkey I'm talking about. It's a huge monkey. It's a huge monkey. And we got to get that. And then if we do, I think you feel good about Alabama chances moving forward. Where do you see this team needs to improve? Where do you see them, where do they need to improve? Where have they been lights out type of thing? And this is just kind of a thought that I'm going to may not get to it today, may wait till tomorrow. But, this Bama team right now, if you were thinking about it, I would rather not lose a game at all, right? I'd rather not lose a game at all. But if you're going to mark out a season and say, would you rather Alabama start 4-0, beat Georgia on the road, be going into the Vanderbilt game in the same scenario as last year, Vanderbilt being undefeated 5-0 and Alabama being 4-0 coming off a big Georgia win? Or do you think this team now benefits from the loss at Florida State enough that it still puts them in a position to be the best version of Alabama football in 2025. Remember, Nick Saban's Nick Saban only had 2 undefeated seasons. Nick Saban only had 2 undefeated seasons. One of them was in the COVID year. Okay. So, other than that, Nick Saban would lose a game. And then I always think back. Nick Saban's Alabama teams got better, and better after loss. Early season losses made Alabama teams more focused, more on point, no assumptions, taking every moment serious. Has that happened for this team? And so now that we're heading into the game with Vanderbilt, our 5th game of the season, their 6th game of the season, um, does that bode well for the Crimson Tide now that you had that loss against Florida State? What's the advantages you see for Alabama going into this game? Alabama may have a few advantages. That not that we need advantages uh, over Vanderbilt, or do we? Do you think uh, this Vanderbilt team is on the same par with Alabama? Don't forget that at the beginning of the season, they did a statistic, and Alabama had the most blue chip, 5-star, 4-star, top ESPN, top 100 recruits, or top 300 recruits, I think it was. That 33 compared to everybody else. They have more than anybody else in the country. We've lost some players, but is Alabama ready to dominate Florida State? DC was on with it yesterday. DC felt like this is going to be a absolute beatdown. His score was 52-21. What's your score? You can get your score prediction in today. And our tiebreaker is going to be Javier's passing yards, total yards, because I want to incorporate the run game. So Javier's total yards against Alabama's defense is the tiebreaker. Remember that this is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. Good morning to Tim Richardson, Curtis Moore II, Bam Bam 72. Welcome into the game. I keep saying into the game. Ryan has followed the game. This is welcome into the Martin Houston Show. We got Rodriguez Carlisle, Sam Pittner jumping in. We also got Blind Squirrel Sport jumping in from over in Athens. Also got Hollywood the Barber. Good morning, guys. We got Chapman family jumping in. And, of course, we have a couple of callers that we're going to jump on right now. I got a few comments coming in that we will get to as well. So let's go ahead and get to the phone lines. Chase. Chuck. Chase. Good morning, Chase. How you doing, man?
Doing blessed. How are you?
Blessed. Good morning. Chuck, you're in on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning. I know it's been a great amount of time that I hadn't called in, but yeah, I was just calling. You all pulled it out on Saturday, and I didn't call in because I know you had a lot of callers calling in, and you know what, brother Houston, everyone on there, the thing about the school that beat you all, they ran into trouble in double overtime. The University of Virginia came up and beat them. And that double overtime game, what happened? I was watching the game, fell asleep on it, and woke up. The game was over with. I saw the highlights. I was able to watch University of Houston beat Oregon State in overtime in Corvallis, Oregon. But when I watched the highlights and I saw the field storming, I said, well, riding high, talking about number 8 Florida State, but what happened? University of Virginia, who's been down for some time. What happened? Tony Elliott, with Tony Elliott, where he was, you all your school faced him when he was at their on Dabo Sweeney's staff at Clemson when he was offensive coordinator. But they kind of buying into what he's doing. But what happens sometimes, these teams that you riding high could end up being the ones they're the ones that end up running into trouble. We don't know what they're going to do moving forward at Virginia, and we've seen what's happened with Florida State. We don't know what direction Florida State is going to go in. But I look at what Alabama's doing when people are not expecting Alabama to do what they're doing. I know there are people probably calling for Coach DeBoer's job because many of them that have been terminated, such as Mike Gundy and Sam Pittman the other day, and Deshaun Foster and Brent Pry on the unemployment line now. But I think now they probably thinking that Coach DeBoer is one of the greatest coaches ever. But we don't know how long that's going. Things change, and you have to continue winning.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Chuck. You look at Coach DeBoer, Chase. The reality of it is the guy has lost like one game in a top 10 matchup. I mean, against top 10 opponents. I mean, when he plays the ranked guys, I told everybody last year, and I said it this year, Alabama's ceiling under DeBoer has been in the exact same place it was, Chase, when Saban was here. It's been the same. We beat Georgia, LSU, teams that say we just lost the team Saban didn't lose to. So the question is, can we beat perceived to be less talent than us? Or, less than us. And there is one more monkey on our back that we have to deal with. I'd love to. What monkey am I talking about? Curtis Moore II jumped in and said he thinks the monkey handling a huge marquee win. Well, that could be, but that's not the monkey I'm talking about. I tell you what that is on the other side. We'll get Pat in, we'll get Robert in, we'll get the live streamers, the Martin's Maniacs over on the live stream side of things. What's their thoughts? They have some comments in here. You can put your comments in as well as we go to break here. Remember, we're powered by Battery Supply. BigBatterySupply.com is where you can find them. They buy junk batteries. Never feel powerless again. They're locally owned and operated. The location in Tuscaloosa, Gulfport, and Bessemer. That's Dixie Battery Supply. Never feel powerless again.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your Hump Day Wednesday, and we're getting off to a nice and quiet start. Traveling on 2059, you won't find any problems in between McFarland and Joe Malisham, but you will find road construction, so you definitely want to be careful. Lurleen Wallace is looking good from 5th to McFarland. It drives smooth for now. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Only at Townsend Nissan, every new and select used vehicle includes a lifetime powertrain warranty. And right now, get up to $7,000 off new Nissans. Family owned, serving Tuscaloosa for over 50 years. Townsend Nissan, where peace of mind comes standard.
The slow roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
If you're looking for a great place to watch the Bama football game, head to Grandstand in Temerson Square. They have a spacious layout with multiple premium flat-screen TVs to watch the game on, pool tables, and dartboards. The restaurant has a variety of American-style food, including bites, burgers, pizzas, and wings. Grandstand is also known for its live music and great drink specials, making it a great spot to catch the game or enjoy a night out with friends. Grandstand, located on 4th Street in Temerson Square, downtown.
Alabama football is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Crimson Tide. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Sold in stadium and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
The Tide Tailgate Show is always on just before the Crimson Tide Sports Network live broadcast on 95.3 The Bear and Sports Radio Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC and online at 953thebear.com and Tide100.9.com. Game day traffic reports to get you to Bryant-Denny Stadium. Live reports from our Bama beat reporter, Wyatt Fulton. Game day picks from the top games. And this year, special insight each week from Roll Tide Willie. The Tide Tailgate Show originates live from Grandstand in Tuscaloosa's Timerson Square. Come sip beverages or grab a bite before or after the game. The Tide Tailgate Show is presented by Pearl River Resort, DCH Regional Medical Center, 2 Dimes Tuscaloosa, and Tuscaloosa Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Another very warm day today. The sky partly to mostly sunny. A small chance of a shower this afternoon or this evening. The high today 88, the low tonight 63. Tomorrow and Friday, sunny both days. Highs between 82 and 85. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
I mean, I'm not going to argue against that. You got to handle success, and you got to come back every single week in this league. And I've talked to, every coach I talk to at midfield, that's what the conversation's about is, here you go again. And you got to reload mentally, physically, emotionally to during the week, get prepared at the highest level you possibly can, and go play ball. Physically, it's going to be a battle, and mentally, you got to be ready to respond. And so, we didn't handle success, however you want to put it, last year well. You can't argue that. I also think that they did a nice job executing in critical times and made plays. And so, no different this week, right? We and our success that we had on Saturday, none of it matters. None of it carries over. The third down stops, the third down execution on offense, it doesn't matter. Points don't carry over. Every game's its own game. There's new matchups that are going to be presented in this game that were different than last week. And so, just like I talk about every play being its own play, this game is its own game.
All right. That's Coach DeBoer talking about Alabama handling success. Last year, not so much after the Georgia game. They were just not ready to play the next week. And think about how bad Alabama played. I know that loss got worse and worse as the year went along in our mind because we didn't beat some really good teams. Didn't beat some bad teams. But Alabama, there's so many things that Alabama could have just did slightly different in that game. It was a complete meltdown. Turnovers, penalties, everything. Now think about this. Coming out of the last game, Alabama going into this game has no turnovers offensively and is leading and is one of the top teams in turnover margin. So no turnovers. Can we keep that going? And number two, I think this was the first game that Alabama under Coach DeBoer in a win or a loss, I think, where we had the fewest penalties, that we had fewer penalties than our opponent. Is that a trend? Just those two things alone flips the script on the Vanderbilt game. We'll talk about it. I made a comment. I'm gonna address something Cedric Peterson said. I addressed it. DeBoer, our ceiling is as high as it's ever been at Alabama. Not so much for our floor. Have we fixed the floor? We'll find out. Pat, you're in on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, Martin, a good offense is a great defense, and we fix it all by tie scoring. Oh, I'm going about 56 to 35. That quarterback, I watched the breakdown on his film the other night with X's and O guy, and man, hey, he's special, no doubt about it. He's special, and you said the tiebreaker was going to be his total offensive production.
Yeah.
And his personal total offensive production, throwing and running, is going to be. I'm going to have to give him about 275 yards total rushing and throwing. But because go ahead,
if Vanderbilt gets 35 points, disappointing.
I understand, but that guy's good. So all I can tell you that. Hey, but I watched the breakdown on Ty's whole game against Georgia in a film breakdown, and oh my goodness, Ty Simpson. In real time, it was different. But when you saw a film breakdown of it where they were stopping it and bringing it back, and we could bring it and we could watch the whole thing, and as it progressed, Ty was absolutely cerebral in the first half. He was inside Kirby's head. He seemed to know what Kirby was going to do before Kirby did it.
Did I not bring that up? I think Tim Richardson was the first one that brought it up. But Ty played against Kirby's defense as a scout team quarterback for a couple of years.
Sure.
Because Saban, Kirby's defense is Saban's defense.
Yeah.
And
but not taking anything away from Ty, he was super special.
Oh, I'm saying,
man, really, the entire game. You know,
that's what I'm saying, Pat. Is that I don't think we accounted. That's all practice is about is reps, man. It's about quality reps. Well, Pat, he had 2 years of reps against that defense. When he was playing and preparing, for getting that defense ready when he wasn't getting first team reps with Alabama, he was running scout reps with the other team. I mean, for the other team. You know who else did that?
Yeah.
You know who else did that as a quarterback? Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, yeah.
And remember how good Mac Jones was when he finally got to play?
Oh, yeah. Mac was special. No doubt about it.
How often do you have a 5-star that spends 2 to 3 years running scout team? Never.
Well, all I can tell you is that we got one waiting in the wings. We got a 5-star waiting in the wings running a scout team too.
That's why I hope Alabama fans. I hope he sticks it out because you can get better while you wait your turn. And if Ty keeps doing what he's doing, and we have this happen again, him and Mac Jones will become the poster boys for why you don't. And Mac was a 3-star. that chose to come to Alabama.
Yeah.
We already had 2 5-stars. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it, man. All right, let's get to Robert from Mobile. Robert, you're in on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I'm like you, Martin. They get 35 points. I'll be highly disappointed as well. South Carolina is the best team Vanderbilt has played this season.
Right.
And they had to turn the ball over 4 times and lose their starting quarterback for Vanderbilt to win the game,
And I think they lost, if I'm not mistaken, I think 1 or 2 of their defensive players they lost during that game too.
Yeah, and even with that, Pavia got just barely over 200 yards total offense.
Right.
Just barely. Now, maybe South Carolina defense is a lot better than Alabama's defense, but I'm like, I don't think they're that much better. Even that's what they have to be in order for 35 points. Really? Okay, well, I guess it's possible. Well, of course it's possible, but it's no.
Vanderbilt played a near perfect game last year. Alabama played about as bad as you could play in key moments, and we still had a chance.
And you could say our offense now is better than our offense then.
Absolutely.
So it's I mean, I understand what these folks are saying, being worried, and the Georgia game was the game to me and to you, and it's like, okay, how you perform that Georgia game is going to tell us how the rest of the season is going to go. When Vanderbilt beat us last season, so we're not going to overlook them. In fact, now we're paying extra attention to you now, more so than you've ever deserved in decades from us. so it's like, okay, yeah. I'm not seeing a close game, and it's all like I'm looking for the game to be over at halftime. Meaning we're going to have more points.
I'll ask you, like I think I asked you yesterday, but I'll give you a chance to kind of. I mean, the reality is, would you rather be Alabama at 3-1, coming off a win against Georgia, or Vanderbilt coming to Tuscaloosa 5-0, off of a win last year?
I know what Vanderbilt's coach would say.
Yeah, but if you could choose, if Clark Lee could choose whether he was standing on Vanderbilt's sideline or Alabama sideline, which sideline he's standing on?
Yeah, exactly. It's just I guess everybody's thinking, yeah, we did this last year, and look what happened to us. All right. Yep. History is a factor in things. You can't ignore it. But you can also use it as well if you're smart, and I think we're a lot smarter this time. But this is a revenge game. ESPN is going to be there. That's really how significant this game has become, and we're embarrassed. Those guys are embarrassed. This game is significant. That's no, they got a lot to prove. Just as much as the Georgia game, they are going to curb stomp Vanderbilt. They're going to have 9 points at halftime, 1 point at halftime, and the Vanderbilt's going to get the whole game.
I'm going to be shocked if they hadn't, but the monkey on the back.
Well, I would like Curtis, Curtis. I thought that would be it. Winning on the road against teams you're better. Beating teams you're better than. We have that. Is that the monkey? We haven't done that too well.
Well, that's part of it. But all of those teams that beat us had one thing in common. All of them.
What they outrushed us?
The running quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Because if you take Florida State, Tennessee,
right,
Michigan. Remember, we were beating Michigan until we hurt their starting quarterback. Then they put their running quarterback in, and they beat us. You couldn't stop the run after that. In Oklahoma, that's the question: is can Kane Womack contain a running quarterback, a dual threat offense?
Right.
That's.
I don't think he's done that yet. To my memory, he hasn't.
We have not.
Yeah.
And that's the question. But one of the ways to do that, I watched. I can't remember who it was playing against the Baltimore Ravens. It wasn't the Chiefs. It was the week before. The Detroit Lions. Did you see that game?
No, I didn't watch this week.
The Detroit Lions had two, not one, but two 90-plus yard drives. They took up over half the quarters twice. Guess who was sitting on the sideline? The most electric quarterback in the world.
Right.
It doesn't matter how good he is if he's sitting on the sideline. So this offense has to play. This offense can be as much of our defense as our defense, because two things. Every time they did that, they didn't just have 90 play drives. They put points on the board, and guess what it prevented Baltimore from doing? It prevented Baltimore from leaning on Lamar's legs and Henry's legs.
We had a huge time of possession advantage over Georgia in that last game, and you're right, absolutely right. That I think it was almost like 4 minutes, or something like that.
Right.
Time of possession. That was huge.
If we do that, the difference between Georgia and Vanderbilt may have a good 11. They don't have a good 22 or 28. Georgia managed to still be fresh. We come out and dominate Vanderbilt early in time of possession, offensive, and we score after those long possessions. Vanderbilt will be gassed, and Alabama will.
Yeah, all of the time of possession and all of our losses was way lopsided on the side of the other team. Yeah, if we start doing that like the old Alabama football used to do, we used to always control the time of possession in a lot of games.
That's right. That's right.
In that one too. My prediction is 48-20. Maybe Vanderbilt gets a garbage touchdown in the end.
All right.
Yeah, they're dialed in. All right, man.
What you got for his total yards?
Yeah, 204 for South Carolina. I'll give him 220 total yards.
Got it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right. We'll be back on the other side. Second half kickoff. Got some comments on the live stream app from Martin's Maniacs that we'll get into the conversation. Thanks, guys. We'll be back on the other side.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your Hump Day Wednesday, and we're getting off to a nice and quiet start. Traveling on 2059, you won't find any problems in between McFarland and Joe Malisham, but you will find road construction, so you definitely want to be careful. Lurleen Wallace is looking good from 5th to McFarland. It drives smooth for now. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
Hey, this is Wyatt Fulton from Tide 100.9. Since moving to Tuscaloosa in 2022, I've been embraced by the community, and we want to help do the same for you and your business. I'm passionate about the Tide listeners, and I know that they will support advertisers whose products and services we endorse. At Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, we can help create customized radio and digital marketing plans to help grow your business. Hit me up at wyatt.fulton@townsquaremedia.com, and I can tell you more, and let's help your business score big.
How would you like to win a tailgate package from Fusakli's? Listen to the game with Ryan Fowler for your chance to win a Fusakli's tailgate pack with a tray of 50 fingers, half pan of crinkle cut fries, 2 6-packs of Texas toast, 2 pints of house-made coleslaw, a gallon of fresh squeezed lemonade, and 2 pints of house-made Fusakli sauce. Listen to the game with Ryan Fowler every day from 2 until 6 for how to win a tailgate package for football season from Fusakli's and Tide 100.9.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Hey guys, don't miss the grand opening of Primetime Men's Clinic in Northport, October 2nd from 4:30 to 7 p.m. There will be live music, bourbon tasting, hair restoration demo, IV hydration, testosterone therapy, lots of discounts, and a chance to win a Glock 19 with the purchase of any plan. Take control of your health, energy, and performance by stopping by the grand opening of Primetime Men's Clinic, October 2nd from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at 4804 Highway 69 in Northport. PrimetimeMen'sClinic.com.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/country to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/country for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/country for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/country. See representative for warranty details.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
You know, I feel like it is taking steps, and I think it's on both sides of the ball, just better execution. Guys understanding the job, but just keep executing. And I think there were some times where we were closer, but you didn't see it necessarily lead to these eye-popping numbers or these explosive plays. But I think there were times when, especially at the end of the game, third quarter were 4 and 5 yard runs, and at the end of the game, the last drive on first down, getting 7 yards when you know that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a run play, and then getting a first down and then doing it again and getting 5 on the next set of downs. Those are important and hard yards, and so. The execution just from the beginning, we want to continue to keep better. It starts with a mindset that's what it's going to take every single week. And so just to practice. Reps is what it's all about.
Reps is what it's all about. Coach DeBoer talking about the run game. I said the run game needs to be effective. I didn't think it would be, a lot of yards. This game, I think the run game is effective, which I think it was last game. But this time I want to add another E word. I think the run game for Alabama, one of my early keys to victory is that the run game needs to be explosive. I think we finally see a couple big plays in the run game. And Curtis Moore II asked a question. I'm just going to address the live stream questions. And if you want to call in and ask a question, you're welcome to do so as well. But I'm just going to address a couple things that have been posted over on the live stream. Curtis Moore II said, I guess the question is, being that our offense is better, did Vandy's defense improve drastically, or is it about the same? I think that I haven't watched them to that point and looked into their statistics, but I've heard people saying that this team now has more of an offensive edge than it does a defensive edge, Curtis. So with that said, I would say that the defense probably is at best, the same. I don't think it took some big, huge jump forward. So I would say that that Vandy's defense is about the same, maybe slightly better. But I think our offense is so much more diverse. Do we have a quarterback run game the way we did last year? No. But who do you stop in this offense? Who do you stop in this offense? Grubb has shown that he's willing to continue to run the ball. If you forces to, he will stick with the run game, and he stuck with it. So, but then, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, Jeremy Bernard, if you heard the game, you heard them say that Ryan Grubb thinks that Jeremy Bernard is the best football player on their team. That Jeremy Bernard, they said with a week of practice, he could move over and play DB. That's how good he is. So, and the way they use him in the run game, the pass game, and the catch game. I mean, he is multi. He's lining up at at running back. So I think, even though they may be better, I think Alabama's run game continues to improve and it gets better. I made a statement earlier that I think Cedric Peterson was responding to. I made the statement that under DeBoer, our ceiling has been the same. We beat the good teams. And DeBoer has shown the only big time team he's lost to was Hollywood the Barber pointing out, that loss was against Michigan in the championship game. And he said, which Michigan probably cheated. But other than that, he's beat all of the big boys for the most part in big moments. But the question is, can he get the floor where we don't play down to our competition? Well, I guess this week we won't know because Vanderbilt is a top 25 team. So up on us. We have the revenge factor. But I ask you this, Cedric. Cedric said this: a good coach beats the ranked teams. A great coach gets his team ready to beat even the unranked teams. That's what separated Saban from the rest. Absolutely. Saban won 99% of the games. That was 99.9% of the games he was supposed to. And I don't think he lost any after other than maybe the Oklahoma game that year, 2008, when Alabama was disappointed they didn't make it to the national championship game. After that, I don't think he lost to teams he was supposed to beat as a favorite. But I would tell you this: I'd much rather DeBoer be working on fixing the floor than the ceiling. Chase, right? You much rather have DeBoer trying to figure out how do I get my team ready to beat teams that we're supposed to beat than trying to figure out how to beat the top teams. I mean, I'd rather have that be the case. And that's what we are, Bama fans. We have a coach who has shown he can beat the good teams. The question is, can he beat the bad teams? Now, here's a question Samuel Pittner had mentioned earlier about, all of the run stoppers being out. Quay Russaw and Jamar Latham and Beeman out. And, of course, we missed James Smith at the beginning. And Samuel Pittner said, I thought Pierre came in and did a pretty good job last week. I would agree with that. And, of course, Curtis Moore II said, Samuel Pittner pass rush-wise, he did solid. I want to know how Pierre is on defending the run game on the edge. And I will tell you, this is what his his coordinator had to say about him. I am so pleased with him, talking about Pierre. This is Womack. Pleased with Pierre. I talked about him in the offseason. He just keeps getting better and better. His ability to affect the run game and generate some pass rush for us has shown up so far this season. So, Curtis, to answer your question from the coach's standpoint, they think that Pierre is doing a great job in terms of run support. And I thought he did as well. I thought he did a good job. And I thought Justin Hill, who was not expecting to play, came in and did a great job as well. And don't get me wrong, there's a reason that those guys are first-team guys. So losing a Quay Rusall doesn't make your team better, even if the guy comes in and plays at the same level. You've lost depth. So either way, losing a starter like that, doesn't make your team better. Doesn't mean it drops off either. And I think Xavier has proven that he can play at the same level as Quay Rusall. The question becomes, can Alabama sustain it long enough for it to be, effective? And he talked about, Womack talked about the fact that they're going to have to, he said, we're going to have to be creative in the way we develop to other people in certain packages to make sure we have enough depth. And that's the key to the run game, stopping the run game. I think when you put Alabama's first 11 out there in the run game, they will be good enough with the right schemes, the right packages to stop Vanderbilt's offense. Vice versa on the offensive side of the ball, I think our offense is far superior to Vanderbilt's defense. I don't. So if you're taking that, and we will break down which side you think gives the advantage to, I think depth and not getting tired, which can be helped by our offense, is going to be the key to victory there. We're going to go ahead and get the break. I think I got to we had one more question we'll get, and I had planned to talk about that regarding Ryan Williams. Bam talking about that. But we'll be back on the other side to put the finishing touches on this edition of the program. We'll close it out with Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministry. Thank you all of you for listening every day for and we'll be back on the other
side. Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Wednesday edition of The Game, we're going to talk to Aaron Torres, Fox Sports national analyst. We'll talk to Alex Scarborough, Bama 247 Sports, and we will continue with a Southern Ale House score prediction day, Alabama Vanderbilt, all starting at 2 p.m. here on The Game with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
The longest running sports program in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Tide 100.9 Traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. We continue to run smoothly across the Tuscaloosa area freeway. Side streets are also looking good as well. 43 starting to fill in just a bit on the southbound hookup to McFarland. Just intersections logos is all you have to worry about. 15th Street also looks good from McFarland to Lurleen Wallace. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow roasted cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
The Tide Tailgate Show is presented by Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi. Online at pearlriverresort.com. And by Tuscaloosa Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Online at TuscaloosaCDJR.com. And by Two Dimes. Online at twodimes.club. And by Druid City Regional Medical Center. DCHsystem.com.
Football is back. Join former Alabama standouts Wallace Gilberry and Andre Smith alongside Tider insiders Rodney Orr and Gary Harris every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Central as Wallace and Andre take you inside their time in the Crimson and White and in the NFL. Come along as they give you an inside look into the Crimson Tide and more. Catch us Monday from 7 to 8 Central on Tide100.9.com. Insider.com and all your social media platforms for Inside the Trenches.
The Venue, your new favorite Tuscaloosa hangout, food, music, and more. Come and taste what's new at the Venue, whether it's Liza's Sweet Shop, whether it's the all-day breakfast and burgers from Ramajama's, or the quality food that you can get at Finish Pub. Great atmosphere, great time, great people, great environment. That's the Venue. You can find them online at thevenuetuscaloosa.com, located off of Watermelon Road, just past Sokol Park. That's the Venue, Tuscaloosa's new favorite hangout. Make it yours.
your flagship home of Alabama sports.
All season long, don't miss a minute of Alabama football coverage right here on 95.3 The Bear and Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. And that means after the games, the Tide post-game show is live. Call in, talk about what just happened on the field, hear great moments from the game. The Tide post-game show is powered by Pearl River Resort, DCH Regional Medical Center, Tuscaloosa Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and 2 Dimes.
95.3 The Bear and Sports Radio Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC are partnering with Baumhauer's Victory Grill this season to put you in the best seats in the house at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Sign up online at 953thebear.com. On the app or the Tide 100.9 app. Each week, we'll pick a winner for a pair of tickets to an Alabama home football game. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, with 2 locations in Tuscaloosa, Harper Lee Drive, and Baumhauer South on Courtney Drive. Let Baumhauer's Victory Grill put you in the best seats in the house.
Oh my God!
With 95.3 The Bear and Sports Radio Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. It's now time for us to get Scotty Hollins in on the conversation. It's the Harvest Church 2-minute warning, and today we present the Harvest Church Christian Moment of the Week with Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministry. Scotty encourages how we can incorporate our faith into the boardroom, the classroom, or our chosen field.
Absolutely. We're going to continue with our series, Unlikely Heroes, and as I share this series, I want you to just understand it and hear this message as a message directly to you. Whoever's listening, it's directly to you. Because I believe that any of us and all of us can become unlikely heroes. And as we look at today's story, we're looking at the story of Esther and looking at how she and really her uncle became unlikely heroes. And a few key ingredients that we see is they're just faithful people who trust in their God and who allow their faith to guide them on the most mundane days, the normal days, just walking with God faithfully, trusting in Him, and standing on their faith and living life. One thing I've said in the past, Martin, is the most important thing about us is what we believe about God, because that becomes the lens through which we see all of life. And so when you think about that daily time you're spending in God's Word, is it helping you see God more clearly? Because if it is, then it helps you see the world more clearly and helps you to respond in the right ways at the right times. And so that's the story of Esther. And so just a quick review on the characters. King Ahasuerus is the king at that time. His right-hand man is Haman, who's a pretty wicked dude. And so long story short, Haman gets upset with Esther's cousin, who is also her adopted father, Mordecai. Haman gets upset with him and decides to kill him just because Mordecai won't bow down to Haman. And so Esther has become queen. So she's now Ahasuerus' queen. And what we see unfold here is, again, 2 faithful people, a security guard, Mordecai, a woman who was orphaned, lost both of her parents, but was adopted by Mordecai, Esther, is now the queen. And we see this plot of Haman trying to kill Mordecai and all of the Israelites. We see it unfold. In that moment, 2 simple people, Mordecai, Esther, walking faithfully with their God in faith. Mordecai, I will not bow down to you because I only bow down to God. Again, just a normal day, but that's what he was presented with. And he says, no, I'm standing on my faith, which now presented him with a plot to be killed. And so now not only is he being threatened to be killed, but all of the people are. And in that moment is when we see their faith, in God activated. And we also see God provide for them. And they become unlikely heroes. Here's what happens. And I'll give you this, and then we'll take another step next week. So Haman has plotted to kill them, and Mordecai finds out about the plot. And so Mordecai tells Esther, hey, we need your help. And so as Esther's kind of coming up with a plan to help and to speak to the king actually can't sleep. It just so happens, Martin, the king can't sleep. Haman has already said, we're going to kill him, and the king can't sleep. So the king says to his historian, hey, come read to me. And the king has his historian to read to him, and he reads to him how Mordecai had helped discover a plot that basically puts him in the king's good graces, which gives him the next step. Martin?
Yeah, I mean, it's so awesome. And of course, one of my favorite parts of that story, it's a lot, is about Esther. And I just think about all the people today where God has placed you, and the enemy has a plot to destroy the people of God. But God has put you where you're at for such a time as this. It doesn't have to be a megaphone. It doesn't have to be a stadium. It could simply be at your kitchen table or at your place of work. Speak, because you have been placed there for such a time as this. Tell them where they can find you, sir.
Absolutely. www.blueprintsexclusive.com. Send me a message there. Come straight to my email.
All right. Hey, that's Scotty Holland, the executive director. He joins us of Blueprint Ministries. He joins us every Wednesday for a time of encouragement, incorporate our faith into the boardroom, the classroom, or our chosen field of play. Appreciate you guys. Remember this, trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding, always acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Roll Tide, everybody. We'll catch you on tomorrow.
It's a celebration.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide